Mr. Speaker, I want to recognize the recent surge in anti-Palestinian, anti-Arab, and Islamophobic hate crimes in our country. The constant dehumanization of Palestinians has very real and deadly consequences. The hateful rhetoric, including from many elected officials in this chamber and in the media, is leading to violence in our communities and putting our countless lives at risk. Hisham, Kenan, Tassin are childhood friends, all college students. They were spending Thanksgiving break in Hisham's family in Burlington, Vermont, where they were shot by a man sitting on his porch. They were targeted while wearing keffiyehs and speaking Arabic. Hisham is now paralyzed from the chest down. These hate crimes are not isolated incidents, Mr. Speaker. In October of last year, a man from Farmington Hills, Michigan, posted on social media that he wanted to come to my district, in Metro Detroit area, and wanted to, quote, "Who wants to join me to go hunt Palestinians?" These threats to commit mass murder horrified our community in Dearborn, many not wanting to open their doors, already grieving the loss of so many loved ones and friends of the horrific genocide taking place. I want to also talk about last month in Detroit, 7-year-old Sada. I wish people would take the time to actually listen to her interview. As a Yemeni American child of Muslim faith was playing at her park, local park, was brutally attacked while playing. A man approached her out of nowhere and slit her throat with a knife. Sada ran home to her parents covered in blood. As a mother, I cannot fathom the horror of her parents must have felt at that moment, watching their little girl coming running in, bleeding and terrified. Sada survived, but she would live with the trauma for the rest of her life. Nightmares keep Sada awake at night. She says she dreams her attacker is right next to her. In Texas, a mother wearing a hijab was watching her children swim in the community pool when she was approached by a woman interrogating her about what language she was speaking. The woman then jumped into the pool, attempted to drown her 3-year-old Palestinian daughter, who was grasping for breath, for air, as she was pushed under the water in the deep end of the pool. The woman threatened to kill the whole family as the police were carrying her away. Her mother said, "We are American citizens, originally from Palestine, and I don't know where to go to feel safe with my kids. My daughter is traumatized. Whenever I open the door, she runs away and hides, telling me she's afraid that lady will come back and try to attack her again." And here we go with Wadea. Everyone knows about Wadea, I hope. In Chicago, a 6-year-old child was brutally attacked in his own home by his landlord, of all people. His mother ran to the bathroom to call the police. His attacker was yelling, "You Muslims must die," while he stabbed little Wadea's body 26 times. They had to pull the knife out of his small body. When his mother came back, she saw his lifeless body there, taken to the hospital, all she heard was just this sense of she will never ever be able to see her child. "We are not animals. We are humans," Wadea's uncle Yusuf said. These stories are horrifying as they are. I'm just thinking of the fact that these are the ones who made the headlines. Behind them are countless others, unreported incidents, with families living in fear and communities being targeted. I was approached by a father who said his child was on her school bus and somebody tried to rip her hijab off. I said, "Did you report it? Who do I report that to?" What terrifies me most, again, is this acts of violence are born from culture of dehumanization. Where is the outrage from my colleagues in this chamber? Why don't my colleagues denounce Islamophobia, anti-Palestinian, anti-Arab hate? We must push back against dangerous rhetoric that fuels this violence and call out those that continue to push for dehumanizing narratives that they just contribute to and spread this kind of violence. Stop using racist tropes that feed into this hate. I know firsthand what it feels like to be targeted with hate. I receive death threats, smears, hate mail, and relentless harassment right outside of my office. To the families of Wadea, Hisham, Kenan, Tassin, Sada, and so many others who we will never know about, I want you to know I see you, I grieve with you, and I stand with you. I yield.